Hi everybody, it's Tuesday with the Purple Goddess. How are you? I'm here with my purple gloves and my magic wand. Let's get right. To share a little bit of time with you and to do some storytelling around a tarot card. I always look forward to Tuesdays so we can have this time together. I hope everybody's doing well, and I've got a really good card today. It's kind of straightforward, and I don't think I've done this card before, so it's kind of exciting for me when I do a new story with a new card. So if you're ready, let's get right to it. Okay. Now, before I show you the card that I pulled today for us, I'm going to show you the card that came before this card. And these cards are from the Major Arcana. And the Major Arcana is the big wheel of life that we go through, all the different archetypes on the hero or heroine's journey. So this is the card before the card I'm going to talk about. And it's number 8, which is strength. And so you may have come recently through something that took a lot of strength to face. And that might be, I mean, it's different for all of us, isn't it? But here's a woman who's got the lion eating out of the palm of her hand, and she's got the infinity sign ahead of her. It's sort of like a Beauty and the Beast moment. So where have you found some strength to do something difficult in your recent past? And give yourself some credit for that. And because we're in this global pandemic, we've been forced to find strength to do things that are maybe we hadn't expected in our life, but we're doing it. We're doing the work. So pat on the back or on the shoulder for that. Now, the card I pulled today is really terrific. It's number 9 of the Major Arcana, and it's the Hermit. So what we have here is a figure kind of standing on a hill, holding a staff and a lantern, head down, kind of looking down at the city below. And this is a really interesting card, isn't it? Because in a way, we've been forced as people on the planet to stay in our homes and be in a bit of a hermit mode. Sent to the timeout chair, do some contemplating. So there's been forced contemplation. But I want you to think about where in your life right now might you need some hermit time. And because in our life, we do need these times away from the world where we can be introspective and think about things before we move forward. Now, the Hermit card is associated with the astrological sign of Virgo, which may mean something to you, may not. But Virgo folks are very good at attending to detail and good with organization skills and beauty. So this is an invitation, and 9s are kind of almost a completion number. 10's sort of the final completion of the cycle. But where in your life might you need to get into the hermit mode? Pay attention to some details, organization, and think about the beauty that surrounds you, because this person, this hermit's holding a lantern with a beautiful star. And like I say in a lot of these videos, we are a star. Each of us is a star. And this is a time to kind of take some time out for introspection and think about how we're going to let that light shine when we come out of the hermit mode. And this person's carrying what we call a staff, call it a magic wand too maybe, which is strength. So we've got strength, we're leaning on our strength. The hermit has got a beard, which would say that he or she or they is an older person, but it can represent just the wisdom within all of us. We all have inner wisdom. And the snow represents frozen water. So the hermit's taking some time out. Some things might be frozen in this person's life right now. They've got to figure it out. But the great thing is that this person, you will figure it out, and the water will thaw, right? And so it's sort of like the wisdom, but when the water thaws, it's new. It's virginal. It's like a new cycle's going to begin, right? It's beautiful. And inside the lantern, as I said, is a star, and it's a six-pointed star. And the six-pointed star is an inverted triangle. So you think about a triangle going like this, which is actually a sacred feminine symbol, but that's another video. And then you put on top of that a triangle that goes like that. And that means, you know, as above, so below. As within, so without. That the job of the time in our life when we need to be the hermit is to do some introspection, so that what we're reflecting to the world externally is an authentic impression of who we are, the reality of who we are on the inside. And if the pandemic has taught us anything, it's really taught us to ask the question, what is real? And we've been so programmed to see the world in a certain way. I call it the third dimensional way, you know, just making money, having more, being in this kind of panic-driven mode all the time. We've been forced to, or given the opportunity to see things, to get up on the mountain and see things from a different perspective, which is what is real is actually spirituality. It's about our inner self, our soul, who we were meant to be, you know, and how are we going to reclaim that authenticity? Now people, you know, it used to be that I would go on retreats every once in a while to a monastery or whatever and do some hermit, I would call it like, I need to have some hermit time. But, you know, monasteries are few and far between these days. So how do you create this kind of hermit time for yourself? Well, there's a lot of things you can do. And as you know, I'm a big proponent of having a journal and writing things down. That's one thing to do. Another is to still the mind. You know, there's so many beautiful meditations available on YouTube just to kind of help us chill out and get into the deep parts of ourselves. The other thing is a lot of people are telling me that they're having big dreams right now. And I think, you know, our dream time is beautiful. And I've kept a dream journal for many, many years. You know, I wake up in the morning and there's all these symbols in a dream and I'm not awake, but I write them down. You know, this is what happened in the dream. I don't worry about analyzing it. I come back to it later and I get my phone and I type in, what does it mean when you dream of a snail, for example? The snail is one of the symbols that keeps occurring in my dream life. What keeps occurring in your dream life? Maybe you keep dreaming about a jaguar or a hummingbird or frozen water. These things all are symbols. And if a symbol is in our dream, it's alive. And our job is to kind of bring it to the surface and work with it, you know? So this is a really, really beautiful card. Now, what's the card that comes after the Hermit? So let's take a look at this little journey. We've had the strength to do something difficult. We can give ourselves permission, and this is a nice card to think about during winter and approaching solstice or Christmas or whatever you celebrate at the end of the year. A time to kind of, you know, pay attention and reflect and do some work to close out cycles and so on, kind of go within. What do I need to change? What are some new patterns that I might want to engage in next year? So this is a time away. It's a celibacy time in a way, a spiritual time. And if we do this work, which we can, because we've got this strength and we've got this inner star, if we do this work, this hermit work, you know what the next card is? Number 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And we go through the Wheel of Fortune many times in our life. Sometimes the wheel goes down and sometimes it goes up. And so this is the card after the Hermit card, that there's going to be a big change coming in our life and also in the world. We're moving into the age of Aquarius, finally. But in your life, if you can do the introspection, there's going to be a beautiful gift of a turning of a cycle where things that you didn't possibly think or imagine could happen to you will happen. So keep the faith. So thank you for this time. I'm going to hit the bell while you think about whether you're going to intentionally enter some hermit time or whether you're in that right now and how it's going to transform your life. I got to hit the bell 3 times. Blessed be everybody till we meet again. Bye for now.